I'd like to welcome our newest member, Colonel Clifford Krieger, and welcome.
Cliff.
And Cliff Krieger, and I'm sure he will bring a lot of excitement to our board. So with that, was the meeting posted?
Yes.
Okay. First on the agenda?
Commission will now take a matter to do with the testimony presented to the License Commission at their last regular meeting, which was December 20th, 2012, with respect to the allegation of misconduct charged by the Superintendent of Police against the licensee known as Resendez Inc., doing business as Red Lion Grill and Pub, also known as Trainview Pub. John M. Resendez, the manager of record, this being an all-alcoholic beverage restaurant licensee at 1018 Gorham Street. The allegation is a violation of Massachusetts law, Chapter 272, Section 53, disorderly conduct. Also, Mass General Law, Chapter 138, Section 63A, hindering the investigation of agents of the License Commission. And also Massachusetts regulations 204 CMR 2.05, paragraph 2, no licensee for the sale of alcohol beverages shall permit any disorder, disturbance, or illegality of any kind to take place in or on the licensed premises. The licensee shall be responsible, therefore, whether present or not. This will be a matter for Commissioners Occasion and Delaney.
Introduce yourself for the record.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is John Hartigan. I'm an attorney with an office on Central Street in Lowell. With me this evening again is Mr. Resendez, who is the manager of Resendez Inc.
And we had the hearing at the last meeting, and at the conclusion of the hearing, Ms. Delaney and I decided to take the matter under advisement, and I think the allegations and the testimony that was given relative to what occurred at the Red Line Pub, it was a very serious incident, and I think in my review of the evidence and the testimony, the issue that really struck me was how the manager of the establishment handled himself, and it wasn't becoming, and I really think that that's an issue, is the actions of the manager at the establishment. So my review and my recommendation would be that we do find that there was a violation by having the disorderly conduct of a licensed employee, and also hindering the investigation of agents of the License Commission, and that there was an illegality that took place on the licensed premises. I think the actions of Mr. Souza, who is the manager, rose to that level. The fight was a big fight, and I don't think that it was appropriate to take place. I don't think his actions were appropriate. I don't know if you have anything to say.
No, just that I agree entirely with the chairman.
Okay. So my recommendation, I'm going to make a motion that we suspend the license for 10 days, 5 of those days to be served, 5 to be held in abeyance.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. So moved. So that's a 10-day suspension, 5 days to be served. I believe that there was a suspension prior where it was a 7-day suspension with 2 to be served. So the 5-day suspension would be enacted on that one. So it'll be a 10 days total closure. Today is January 10th. So why don't we start January 20th through January 30th. That way you have the appropriate time to appeal this decision if you would like to the ABCC. Assuming the decision will go out.
I would hope to have it out by Monday at the latest.
Okay.
Written decision, I should say.
A written decision by Monday. So we should probably kick it out a little further then, because it's 5 days from the receipt of the decision.
Within 5 days upon receipt of the decision. So if should the, as I said,
right.
14th going out, say the licensee receives it on the Friday the 18th, best case scenario, let's say.
Okay.
possibly take a move?
Why don't we just do February 1st through February 10th?
Okay. Now, may I?
Well,
Okay, sorry.
let me just look at this for a second. February. If we did the, I want to do the 1st through the 10th. How about the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 4th through the 13th.
May I add, with respect to the first aspect of the
Right.
motion to suspend license for 10 days,
Yes.
5 days to be held in abeyance, for what period of time would that abeyance period, probation, I guess it might be?
Yeah, for 1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
Is the calendar day on the 4th, is the 4th a Monday?
The 4th is a Monday, yes.
Is that we have a second?
We have a second? Yep.
Second that.
And then,
All those in favor say aye. Yep. Yep. So moved. So, so it's like 10 days total, 4th through the 13th, and it will be 1 year on probation. Okay?
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Chairman.
you.
Thank you.
I did.
may pick
I
up
know it
on
might
that.
make it.
Commission will now take up matters to do with public amusement applications from Thomas McKay, Mill City Management, Inc., for events at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium, 50 East Merrimack Street. The first being a boxing, the 67th Annual Golden Gloves Boxing. There are 9 dates for the boxing tournament, starting with January 11th, the 18th, the 22nd, 29th, February 5th, 12th, 15th, 19th, and 20th in 2003. The events commence, the fights begin at 7:30 p.m. and generally run till midnight. And this is, the promoter will be the Lowell Sun Charities. Also at the auditorium, a show, Sesame Street Live. It's a children's program for a series of dates, January 24th, 25th, 26th. There will also be a Sunday activity, which is a Sunday license application for which the city manager and the Department of Public Safety has specific approval for. The 3 weekdays, the 24th, 25th, 26th, there will be morning, matinee, and evening shows. The promoter will be Mill City Management Presents. Also, a concert, the Leonard Skinner concert for Saturday, January 19th, from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Mill City Management Presents promoter. The show Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. This will be Thursday, February 14th, from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Mill City Management Presents promoter. And last is a concert, the Little Big Town Concert, for Saturday, February 16th, from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Mill City Management Presents promoter.
Introduce yourself for the record.
Katrina Garavanian, Lowell Auditorium.
Okay, Katrina. I have no issues with any of these.
No, do I?
No. All right, I'll take a motion to approve.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Good luck.
Thank you.
Commission will now take up a matter to do with an application for a special one-day license for malt beverages and wine only, or either one. Michael LaChance of Merrimack Repertory Theater. For the office of the Merrimack Repertory Theater at 132 Warren Street. This will be a wine and beer tasting as a fundraiser for the MRT for Tuesday evening, March 19th, from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Introduce yourself for the record.
Michael LaChance of Merrimack Repertory Theater.
Michael, have you held a license before?
I have.
Okay, so you understand that the license is in your name?
Absolutely.
You have authority to shut down the service at any time? Okay. Just make sure you have the City of Lowell on your cell phone. I don't think, it doesn't sound like it's gonna be a big issue, but if it was, have the City of Lowell Police on your cell phone so you can call them, and that's it.
Make a motion to approve.
Seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
Thank you.
Commission will now take up the application for a special one-day license for all alcoholic beverages. Fernando Souza of the Holy Ghost Society for event at Holy Ghost Park, 65 Village Street, for Saturday, January 26th, from 6 p. I have to change those hours. It should be 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. For your agenda, that might have 6 to 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m., that's wrong. It should be 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., and it's the Smith Fest.
Introduce yourself for the record.
Fernando Souza from the Holy Ghost.
Fernando, I know about it, but for the general public, why don't you explain to people what Smith Fest is?
Certainly. Smithfest is, I believe it's came to Holy Ghost. It's a non-profit organization, but he's doing actually a profit organization this time, where they run at a shed park and utilizing the facilities of the Holy Ghost grounds.
Okay. Most of the people that are taking part in Smith Fest, non-members of the,
None of them are members of the facility, except only one person that's in his board that's a member, as a member for the community.
okay. Any questions? Questions? Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. So moved. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Commission will now take up the matter to special events applications for amplified outdoor public entertainment. Chris Samaras of the City of Lowell, 375 Merrimack Street, has filed applications for the Winterfest 2013. There are two outdoor venues, the Arcan Drive, which will have an enclosed tent for bands, a sound system, and there will also be an outdoor sled for human dog sled race. That's Friday, February 8th from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. and Saturday, February 9th from 12 noon to 12 a.m. Also, a second venue will be the Jeanne d'Arc Credit Union parking lot at 1 Tremont Place. There will be an enclosed tent for Friday, February 8th from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight, and also Saturday, February 9th from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight.
Introduce yourself for the record.
Chris Samara, City of Lowell.
Chris, how long has the City of Lowell been conducting the Winterfest?
This is the 14th year.
I know these are locations you have every year, correct?
Correct. Tremont Place is the third year we've had this location.
Have we had any issues with Tremont Place?
No.
No, okay.
The amplification will be done by 10 o'clock on Friday
Yeah.
and 10:30 on Saturday.
Okay, because I know another entity has had something in that lot before, and we've had a complaint for the neighbor about the noise, but this is a good event for the city, and I know that you're well-versed in what the appropriate levels of entertainment should be, so I don't know if you guys have any questions.
No question.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. So moved.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Okay. Commission will now take up the matter of an item that had been carried over from the last meeting, December 20th, an application for secondhand articles and/or clothing for the license period May 1, 2012 to April 30th, 2013. Desmaili Vargas to do business as JC Wireless for premises at 70 Bridge Street.
Introduce yourself for the record.
My name is Desmaili Vargas.
Desmali, did you meet with the City of Lowell?
I did. I met with Officer Cully. I've emailed Officer Craig with Ecombe. I've also copied Cully, Officer Cully and Officer Reed in regards to this. I went in on January 2nd, and I met with Detective Cully. She gave me all the rules, all the regulations. I submitted the slip that I'm going to be using for the inventory, and Officer Craig did approve it.
Great. Well, that's exactly what I wanted you to do, And I think you probably feel better about having that all done, so,
Just thank you for going forward with all that stuff.
all right. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. So moved. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we have representatives from the Citywide Neighborhood Council, Anne Marie Page and Carol McCarthy, to welcome our newest member of the License Commission, current members as well, I'm sure. They would like to introduce themselves to the board.
Sure. Introduce yourself for the record.
My name is Anne Marie Page. I reside at 26 Fremont Street in Lowell, and I'm the current president of the Lowell Citywide Neighborhood Council. We want to wish you all a Happy New Year. We want to welcome the new commissioners to the License Commission, and we just wanted you to know what the Lowell Citywide Neighborhood Council was. They were activated in 2001, then it was quiet for a while, and now we have reactivated it. And it is a council of all the neighborhood leaders in the city of Lowell. Some are here with me tonight, and some couldn't. We've had a real busy week. But we just want to ask you, as you review all these applicants that come before you, and as you enforce all the rules and regulations, please keep in the back of your mind the quality of life in our neighborhoods. Thank you very much. We wish you all well.
Thank you very much for your attendance tonight. Is there anyone else that would like to say anything from the group? No? Okay. All right, next on the agenda.
On the back side of the page 2 of the agenda, there is item number 8. With respect to a communication from the attorney, Brad M. Pacheco, dated 12/29/2012, that's December 29, 2012, regarding the Sports Club, Inc., identifying that licensee at the time being the all-alcoholic beverage club licensee for premises at 490 Central Street, that intent was not to renew the all-alcoholic club license for 2013 and any other license or permit issued by the city of Lowell for those premises at 490 Central Street. With that, as far as any possible action the License Commission may wish to take on that matter, I also would like to just take into consideration item number 9, but I think Captain Webb has something to offer to the board right now.
Captain Webb?
Mr. Chairman, regarding the Lowell Sports Club at 490 Central Street, the Special Investigations Section of the Police Department has recently been involved in a long-term investigation. As part of that investigation, some activity at the club at 490 Central Street was looked at. Again, as part of the investigation, in late October, a search warrant was conducted at the club, and an off-duty employee was present in the club and was arrested on drug charges. There was also evidence seized at that time regarding gaming activity, and we also had some questions about the true management of the club. That investigation has since been concluded, and we were preparing a report to be submitted to the License Commission later this month. My question now is, since the licensee is giving up the license, would that communication proper form still be a request for a hearing, or would you like a report to be placed on file for future reference?
I think my preference would be just to have, well, one, it's my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, that right now we can't take any action relative to Lowell Sports Club. Is that correct?
Well, this would also, that question, I think, Commissioner Occasion, would also possibly be linked to number 9 with respect to other licensees. Lowell Sports Club, Inc. had filed an application for the renewal of its liquor license in a timely manner. That is, annual liquor licensees by state law to retain their right to a license for the new calendar year by state law must file a renewal application during the month of November. The manager of record, Manuel Silva, did do so for Lowell Sports Club, Inc. So there is also additional requirements for each and every licensee, on-premise licensees specifically, that is clubs, restaurants, bars, hotels, that they have to maintain a certificate of liquor liability insurance. They also have to maintain a certificate of inspection. in approving a renewal, or not to approve a renewal, not just a matter of their automatic rights to the license, but for the licensing board to notify the Alcoholic Beverages Control Commission, each and every application has it noted that the licensee would be in compliance with those two aspects of state law: liability insurance, certificate of inspection. Lowell Sports Club has not presented documentation to indicate that it has submitted, at least soon after its filing of its renewal during the month of November, it did not submit a certificate of liquor liability insurance to indicate that they were still in good standing after January 1st, nor has it submitted its certificate of inspection, which I know, as a matter of fact, has not been issued by the Office of Developmental Services. If the licensing board was to disapprove the application, and I would refer to the law department on this, and I will do so in a formal way, in a communication to the city solicitor. I wouldn't expect anyone at the law office right now to comment, but that doesn't mean they can't. I'm just saying that this matter, the way the statute reads and the way the advisory is, that I've looked at from the Alcohol Beverages Control Commission, would seem to compel the licensing board to actually send a notice of revocation of license, even though if the license is not to be granted and issued. It's just a matter of now, with the presumption of the law department review at the recommendation of the License Commission, whether that is in fact the case, so that even though Attorney Pacheco's communication may say one thing, and you would take it on its face that, yes, the licensee of record is no longer operating, the business or the club had sold its club premises, but leading to the comments from Captain Webb, it would appear that the opportunity does exist where the licensing board could hold a hearing on any disciplinary action or any complaint for the record, if that be the case.
I mean, if we take what Attorney Pacheco sent to, relative to this entity, if we take what he sent us, it appears they're not going to continue to operate. I mean, for us to have a hearing, I think it doesn't make much sense, but if we get a report to the License Commission, in case any of the principals of the Lowell Sports Club try to get a license in the future, we'll deal with that at that point. I think would that be an appropriate action?
Well, sorry with this paperwork.
Sorry.
The club is a members club. It's a Chapter 180 organization. Sometimes this type of licensee has a person who comes across as the dominant member and conveys the impression that he or she is the owner of the business. But sometimes it's difficult to get across the point that it's not a bar, restaurant like you would normally have, like any other license established. This is a members club. So, yeah, the question of whether there could be a member or board of directors, one person is not a majority if you maintain a valid board of directors.
Right.
So it's within realm of possibility that the organization could still be in good standing. It is, according to my review of the Secretary of State's office, they did file their annual report of condition last March, so they're not due to file another one until this year in March again. So, and there's a whole list of directors.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what you guys, whether you think I mean, if we hold a hearing and they're not going to operate anymore, seems
Well,
like a waste of time.
I would just suggest because of not necessarily, the Lowell Sports Club, other than what Captain Webb has said, is of concern, but on its face with respect to the fact that the club supposedly has sold the business, or the club, the property, I'm concerned with some of these other licensees that I have noted on item number 9 of the agenda. El Rincon at 135 Central Street, Sen Monorom at 1671 Middlesex Street, Brazilian Tropic at 26 Andover Street, Reservations at 179 Central Street, and Camille Sports Club at 74 Middlesex Street, each of whom their licensed manager has filed their renewal application. And it's, I can go down the list and say, well, this one is doing this, or this one is not doing that, but
Well, why don't we just, for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 entities, I think that the most sense would be to have them all in at the next hearing. A date, are we gonna have enough time to serve them with, by February, by January 31st? That's enough time, correct?
Certainly, it would give them enough time. I didn't know whether the matter with respect to the review to the law department to give the opportunity, whether the 31st could be the suitable time, or maybe the next meeting on the February 14th.
We'll put it on for February 14th. That they answer why they haven't,
Because I think just one of these in particular, the last one on our list, Camille Sports Club, it's never been opened.
Right.
Apparently there's doing enough work on the premises to justify maybe a little more time before he's issued the certificate of inspection.
Right.
I do have on file for this particular licensee, his certificate of liquor liability insurance. He did file a timely renewal.
right?
For this license. It's just a matter of getting the certificate of inspection, and that, I think, is at a final phase of the sign-off process.
Right, so if we give them a notice that their license could possibly be revoked on February 14th, I'm sure they'll either get the certificate of inspection or have a reason why they haven't got it yet, and we can deal with it then.
Yeah, so they may come along with something in the next week or two.
Right.
Once they get this notice, they'll see, well, we better
Right, okay.
do something.
I'll make a motion to that effect.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
If I may, on the Camille Sports Club at 74 Middlesex Street, we have noticed some activity there in the past few weeks, and officers were in there today to make an inspection, and they are carrying out a full-scale renovation with a new bar, and the people doing the work told the officers that they are opening up a dance club, and on the outside of the building, they now have it advertised as the Crown Nightclub. So I don't know what their plan is, but I haven't heard of anything coming through this commission yet.
No, I remember when he came for the original hearing, it was like a,
That was about over a year ago.
yeah, it was a
October
sports club.
2011, actually.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's an issue. So I'm glad you brought that to our attention. When he's here on the 14th, we're gonna have to address that, and then that gets to something that's not on the agenda, but, so I won't discuss it, but we're gonna have to deal with situations to that effect of people changing their business model going forward. Can I get a second on the motion?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. So moved. And I guess with regards to Lowell Sports Club, we'll just take the report and put it on file for now, instead of marking it up for a hearing.
When there's a report to be filed, we can,
Yeah, if there's a report to be filed, you can file with the License Commission.
Thank you.
All right.
and I can, if it comes in, say, by January 28th, I can put it on the agenda for the January 31st scheduled meeting.
Sure.
And then another
Great.
communication would be.
Perfect. You didn't say much in your first meeting.
I'm observing, trying to learn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.